They say every artist's journey begins with a single stroke, but for Chloe, it started with a fall. The world felt like it was closing in, each comic panel a stark reminder of her reality. First, the soul-crushing words, "You're fired," echoing in a sterile office. Then the grim sight of eviction notices plastered on the door of her cramped, dim apartment. Darkness wasn't just in the corners of her room. It felt like it was seeping into her very soul. Just when the shadows seemed to have won, a flicker of light appeared. On a borrowed tablet, a simple stylus in hand, a spark ignited. A light bulb didn't just appear over her head. It illuminated a new path forward, a passion for digital art she never knew she had. The journey was far from easy. The grind was a relentless montage of sleepless nights, with glowing screens reflecting in her tired eyes, and a graveyard of coffee cups piling up on her desk. Creative blocks felt like insurmountable walls, and self-doubt was a constant, unwelcome companion. Yet she pushed on stroke by painstaking stroke. Then a breakthrough, a small, bright notification that read, "Commission accepted." It wasn't just a job, it was a beacon of hope, the first validation that her passion could become her profession. That single commission was the first ripple in what would become a massive wave. Her unique art style began to capture hearts and minds across the internet. The comic panels of her life started to brighten as follower counts skyrocketed, and comments of support flooded her feed. Fueled by this momentum, she took another leap of faith, launching her very own online store. What started as a desperate attempt to survive had transformed into a thriving creative empire. The final scene isn't one of struggle, but of spectacular success. Chloe now stands in a spacious, sun-drenched art studio, a world away from her dark apartment. Behind her, a massive screen proudly displays a life-changing figure, $3,000 in sales. As she gazes out the window at the sprawling city below, a confident smile plays on her lips. Her story wasn't just about creating art, it was about recreating her life, proving that even after the hardest fall, you can rise higher than ever before.